one of them that I disagree with right off the bat is a strong labor market or a strong economy right now. Being that there's a good job market out there, so people are able to find jobs. They're able to find well-paying jobs so that they don't have to fall back on the military. And right off the bat, I've got to say, well, one, the economy is not great right now. Two is the military should not be a fallback plan for you. I get that there are certain things that happen in your life and you need to get out, and that's fine. Like that will happen for the rest of the time. But the military, how it used to kind of be a fallback plan, isn't necessarily like that now. And it hasn't been for quite some time.
What do you like? Because it doesn't pay enough, or it's just harder to get in, or what?
Well, it is more difficult to get in now. So that's part of it. Like we have seen more medical issues in terms of we're very stringent on medical stuff. Part of that has to do with we're going to put, whether it's special warfare or whether it's just the military in general, they're going to be put in situations that you can't always go see a medical provider. There's going to be, long working hours. There's going to be strenuous lifting and that kind of stuff. And it's going to break your body down. So if you are already entering the military with, I don't know, a certain degree of scoliosis or something like that, then potentially, 4 years, 6 years, 10, 20 is going to make that scoliosis, just using that as an example, severely worse. Like it could create permanent things for you. So one, that's permanent damage on you, but it's also the VA the taxpayer has got to pay for that in perpetuity for the rest of their lives. So it's like, well, it's also a money thing. Do we need to accept this person, continue to pay their medical bills and support this person for the rest of their life because they are already coming in with an issue, and now we're just going to make that issue 100 times worse? So that aspect of it.
At what point in your career did you realize how many things revolved around money?
Oh, probably 10 years ago.
Okay. I remember the first time that I realized that a lot of the physical standards were designed to keep VA bills low in the future, right? To you got to maintain a healthy body so that we don't have to pay for all your problems in the future. Like, there's also the other things that are associated with it, but like this doctor that came up with the old Air Force BT test straight up told us, like, the reason we measure your waist, especially for dudes, is like if you're really fat around the gut, that is a good indication that you're going to end up with like a whole bunch of diseases and problems in the future that the VA, the taxpayer, they're going to have to pay for. So I was like, dang, like that, it makes sense, and I'm not hurt. I don't have hurt feelings about it, but it just seems kind of cold and calculated. But like as you move up in rank and you see how things work, you're like, it's a bunch of numbers, and
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty naive too. Like, I mean, it is funny, and I'll say this while Aaron's not here, but and he'll love it. But there are a lot of things that Aaron has said in the past or even reacted to where I was kind of like, I don't know, But I tell you what, as the years go by, I'm like, damn, he was right, way ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh boy, I was wrong. Or, and again, maybe not wrong, but naive, very naive to it. But do I really give a shit about whether people smoke weed or did drugs beforehand? No, I don't really care. I think it's crazy that some of the like ADHD medicine that people are put on as a kid and then come off of, that person can't come into the military. Like that's insane to me. Like that is a standard to me. Like when we start talking about adjusting standards, everybody already talks about like physical fitness standards. I'm talking about like right now, I'm talking about the medical standards. That if somebody, especially because in the 90s, 2000s, and even the 2010s, we have overly prescribed things. Like it's not me saying that. That is a fact. We have overprescribed things. So when little Johnny needs to be sitting still in school and the teacher's struggling with him and he's a boy, because that's what boys do. Boys get, we are boisterous. We need to move around, and now all of a sudden, hey, we're gonna shove, Adderall or Ritalin or whatever it is down their throat, just to make them behave better in class and sit down, dude. And now that affects their ability to join the military.
Yeah, it's weird. It's and it's hard not to feel bad for some of these folks that are like that. It wasn't their choice. Like little Johnny didn't decide to put himself on Ritalin. Like,
nope.
And if in this era of recruiting challenges, like we can't be so risk averse when it comes to some of these things. I think there's probably a data set out there for people that took these medications for certain amounts of time. That's like, no, they can live totally normal lives. They're meeting the physical standards. Why not let them in?
Mm-hmm.
Like they weren't running around shooting up with needles with their friends.
Yeah.
They were taking a medication prescribed by their doctor, forced, to take it by their parents. And I get it that like we don't know, there's side effects and all these other things that go along with that. But that person wants to join the military. They're physically fit in all other ways. Are you seriously going to tell me that this one thing is the thing that you're going to hold them back with? Like that, the thing that they had nothing to do with as well. So like, it seems a little ridiculous.
Especially because a lot of times they haven't taken that stuff in years.
Yep.
But that one medication has been flagged. And now they're screwed.
I mean, not, with how much we know now, or we're learning as a society about how much affects your brain. It's like we're not going into people's gut biomes and being like, I wonder, like, if like what you ate in 2003 is affecting your how your brain operates and your decision making. Like, I just don't understand the reasoning behind it. You know what I mean? Like, everything affects everything in your body, as far as I can tell. Like, based on all the bro science I listen to. Like, if they haven't taken the medication in 5, 6, 10 years, like, just let them in the door. Take a little risk,
Yeah.